Hello, everybody. Excited Utterance here. And I'm here to wrap up my thoughts on the Adelson trial, Florida versus Charlie Adelson. Now, I'm not here to give you my thoughts on the entire trial because, as you know, I wasn't there for all of it. I watched a fair bit of it. I did as much of rewatching as I could. But as you know, I'm on the other side of the earth and I'm watching a few trials, so it's hard for me to stay on top of everything with these trials. And this one is really a complicated one. Yeah, so as much as Nick is definitely staying on top of all of the details, and I know a lot of you have been, I really need to thank Nick for trusting me to cover the very last day of court, which I know was a huge thing for him. He really wanted to cover it, but he had to work. And he really put a lot of faith in me to take over and look after his very precious chat. And I know that you guys who came over to my channel to watch with me really, I know you missed him, but we had a lot of fun together. So thank you, all of you who came along. Now, I wanted to give a little bit of reaction, but also just have a little bit of a look back at that moment. Oh my goodness, that moment. Honestly, I've been up all night and I really, really thought that Judge was about to call in the jury and say, that's enough for today, you can go home. And then this happened. And I thought you can actually see everyone coming into chat in disbelief at this point in time. And you can also
DM Nick.
Myself in disbelief. I'm actually, you can see I'm trying to call him there. I'm trying to call Nick. There's everybody there just going, wow, what's going on so
I was not
fast.
expecting it today.
Look at the sick look on Charlie's face.
There he is.
And Nick,
Add to stage. Go.
Nick's there, thank goodness.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Gotcha.
How are you?
Hey.
In the rain.
He's
In the
walking
rain.
in the rain.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yay.
I can hear you now.
Nick. Did you get me trying to call you?
Are you there?
This is kind of weird.
I'm here.
Watching
Okay.
myself,
No
watching
worries.
myself, but
It's just happening now.
Everyone else, please rise.
what a moment.
Sir, please rise.
Sir,
Sir,
rise.
rise.
Everyone but the foreperson
Quick
can be
verdicts
seated.
are unsettling, you're right.
Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you please could hand the verdict form to the bailiff.
Whoa, what is going on?
The verdict form is in its proper order. Madam Clerk, please publish the verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the Second Judicial Circuit in and for Leon County, Florida, the state of Florida versus Charles Adelson, case number 2016 CF 3036B, verdict. Count 1. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Count 2.
Yes,
We,
there
the
you
jury,
go.
find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of.
I thought he might have actually been sick then.
Wow. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment,
Yeah,
Solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to
I might
commit first-degree
actually
murder.
see if we can
The
see
day we all
what
the
chat
6th
was
day of
saying.
November, 2023.
And I
Does
just
the
need to
defense
be
wish for the court to poll the jurors?
quite careful because at that point, what happened was the judge actually called out the jurors' surnames, which I thought was quite strange. I've not heard that broadcast before. And so I don't want to rebroadcast that. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or what. Later on, Nick did his own recap stream, and he also decided not to rebroadcast that. So yeah, nothing we could do about it at the time. Salvador Dali was co-hosting with me in those last couple of hours. Yeah, he and I were both taken by surprise in that moment. We couldn't do anything about it, but you know that was the judge's decision. So, and it was broadcast by a lot more agencies than us. So, so it came straight from Law and Crime. Yeah. So I would just like to say, basically, as far as I'm concerned, that was what would you say, a 2-hour verdict or just a little bit over, something like that. Yeah, look, as far as that goes, Nick was saying that he's fine with that. And look, Nick, you know a lot more about this case than I do, and I 100% respect your opinion on this. Of anyone, I couldn't respect anyone's opinion more. Absolutely. And I probably I think I would agree that his guilt has been proven beyond reasonable doubt. That said, a man's life in prison is at stake here. I think for the jury not to have just at least slept on it doesn't really sit well with me. When the chat was talking about it throughout the day, we did a little poll amongst ourselves, and the overwhelming majority was talking hung jury. Of course, like when we had a look at what the major outlets chats were saying, it was overwhelmingly guilty. That's not really a big surprise. That's generally what you tend to see in those sorts of chats. But and I do have this argument a lot with people who I talk to in the circles that our sort of content creators hang out in, and the chatters as well that we all hang out in, and that is that, like, because we're a little bit defense minded, aren't we? And we like to think that juries understand the presumption of innocence and understand the weight of the burden of the prosecution to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. And the argument that I often have is that when I look at the Law and Crime polls, the Court TV polls, I think personally that they're almost 100% right in that they predict the outcome correctly. I don't think that it's necessarily the correct outcome, but I think they predict the outcome correctly. Just about every outcome this year that I've seen, they have been spot on the money. So it's almost like you could gamble, like you could go and put your money down on what the Law and Crime poll says. If the outcome they say is going to be guilty, that's what's going to happen, and it's probably going to happen fairly quickly. I think probably the only time they might have been wrong was when there was a directed verdict for the Tony case, but that took us all by surprise. So, a couple of other things. people are saying that the prosecution will be coming for the rest of the family next. So Wendy, Donna, maybe their testimony, Wendy's testimony, has been enough to buy her out of being prosecuted now. I don't know. Or maybe Charlie flips now and he tries to, before he gets sentenced, tries to get himself off a bit lighter and talks against his family. I think Donna is the one who's in for it. Personally, I think Wendy's going to be fine. I think Donna is the next one. So that's all I can really say about it. I think probably the jury made the right decision. I just think that they probably, for such a weighty decision, kind of think that maybe they could have thought about it a little bit longer. Perhaps even just for optics' sake. It's such an important thing, isn't it? So please, talk to me in the comments. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. And once again, Nick Starro, you are a star, Nick Starro. Nick Starro from Sweden. You are just a wonderful person, a fantastic content creator, a wonderful commentator. I'm sure an excellent lawyer. I've not seen you in practice, but I'm sure you are. A wonderful trade rep, just everything, just an awesome friend. Thank you for giving me a chance, even though I'm all the way on the other side of the earth, have a funny accent and all those things, and allowing me to take on this huge responsibility. And thank you to all the people who hung out and chat with me. Lovely to meet lots of new people. It's been wonderful. And to my co-host, Dali from Salvador Dali Talks, you are just an absolute wonderful friend, and I love streaming with you. David from Making Law Simple, you are a great mentor and a wonderful friend also. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, a great evening, a great morning, whatever time of day it is for you on this round globe. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And please watch as many videos as you can, because I need to clock up some watch hours. And I have lots of great content for you to watch. Have a fantastic day.